Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 1st December 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. HARDAN, 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 Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been trying to discuss the information and knowledge that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been doing in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to discuss about a term called mind in the psyche of every human living entity, whether male or female, in a lifetime in this particular material world. In this process, we have tried to discuss about the types and categories of mind. They are the ordinary mind, the subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind of a living entity, whether male or female, in this material world in a lifetime. In other words, every human living entity has in him or her three types of mind. One is the conscious or real memory that happens to experience and memorize all its experiences, efforts, and karmas during the course of its routine life in this material world. The second is called subconscious mind. This subconscious mind records some of the desires, whims, fantasies, actions, efforts, karma, or destiny of a living entity for future reference. The third is called the superconscious memory. This superconscious memory is generally connected to the spirit soul of a living entity, and hence it is more spiritual in nature. The real memory is directly connected to the etheric body of senses of a living entity, whether male or female, in a lifetime. Because it is connected to the etheric body of senses, hence it happens to only experience and record on a routine manner all the actions, efforts, memories, thoughts, ideas, whims, fantasies, tastes, and preferences of a living entity during the routine course of life. 70% of the actual subconscious of the actual conscious mind is routine. However, there are some thoughts, wishes, desires, and, and some other commitments or decisions which are made by a living entity which may not be applicable to his or her routine life in the lifetime. Such ideas or thoughts are recorded in the subconscious memory, which is directly related to the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions. On the contrary, there are some very highly evolved emotions, ideas, thoughts, and opinions, plus discoveries, inventions, theories, etc., which are more applicable to that see or to the superior cerebral level of the same living entity. They are directly connected to his or her causal body of intelligence. Today we shall try to talk about that particular superconscious mind and its effect on the life and times of every ordinary living entity. Needless to say that mind is highly evolved and cerebral in nature, so much so that it has either a very highly evolved material thought process or a spiritual process in the life of that particular living entity. According to one great psychiatrist and writer from America or Europe in the 19th century, the subconscious mind is one mind which is in between the ordinary mind or the normal mind and the superconscious mind, and this is the type of mind which has all its vibrations focused on the achievement or otherwise of every living entity, male or female, in one lifetime or in several lifetimes. Indirectly speaking, the Sanchit karma or the storage of karma of a living entity has a lot of memories from this subconscious mind, which is later used as a slice of karma called prarabdha karma of the same living entity in his or her next birth to achieve some purpose which he or she had thought about, desired to achieve, put some effort on it, and try to come to a level in life in a lifetime. The subconscious memory is a very powerful instrument which plays a large part in the achievement or otherwise and the capacity, capability, efforts, karma, and destiny of every living entity, whether male or female. However, in this video, we shall talk about the superconscious mind also, along with the subconscious mind, and how we shall discuss about one particular case history to prove this point. On 30th November 900 AD, one boy was born in a place called Parangimalai, which is today called Chidambaram in the district or state of Tamil Nadu in India. This Parangimalai is also known as Parangipetai, and it is different from the Parangimala, which is called Saint Thomas Mount, which is in the outskirts of Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Parangipetai is the district of Chidambaram in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. This boy was born here on 30th November 900 AD and he was christened Nagarajan. This boy was born in a devout Orthodox family in that particular area. However, this boy was normal and childish like other children, and so he was full of playfulness, tantrums, and whatnot, and he gave his share of heartburns and headaches to his own parents. However, this boy's subconscious memory had some storage of past thoughts, ideas, wishes, etc. in the subconscious mind of this boy. These were directly related to the superconscious mind of the same living entity and how they actually began playing their part in the future destiny of this innocent young boy. So much so that one day when he was just a child of 8 or 10, he was enticed to follow a conniving neighbor outside of his own city or district and easily kidnapped by that cunning and evil neighbor. This boy was kidnapped from his own surrounding and family and taken to the state of Bengal in India by that criminal minded kidnapper. This kidnapper sold this boy as a slave to someone in Bengal. That person exploited this boy for some time and then he again sold this boy to a very humble, noble, good Samaritan of a businessman in Bengal. This person, though he was wealthy and successful, took pity on this innocent and guileless and vulnerable boy, and he released this boy forthwith from slavery. Probably this action or gesture of nobility from the businessman made a great impression on the subconscious and superconscious mind of this young boy. We will know why later. This boy, when he was freed, gravitated towards the existing spiritualists of that area in that period, and he settled down in Bengal and did not go back to Tamil Nadu at that time. We would be very frank to admit that though there was a province called Bengal during that time, the province of Tamil Nadu did not exist at that time. This boy, however, belonged to the Tamil speaking community, but he chose to remain in Bengal. Soon he became a part and parcel of a community of sages, monks, rishis, maharishis, etc. And he got evolved spiritually well enough to reach an extremely exalted status in spiritualism. Thus, this boy, Nagarajan, would later be hailed as none other than Maha-Avatar Babaji, who is known to be an incarnation of Lord Shiva in this world. It is said that so exalted is this person that he has already reached a celestial status, and he has proved time and again that he has reached this celestial status. Anyway, because of his upbringing and atmosphere and his gratitude towards that Bengali businessman who freed him from slavery, this guy got gravitated towards the Eastern spiritualists of India. So much so that when the time came, this boy selected one Bengali spiritualist or spiritually inclined young man to carry out his own mission of meditation called Kriya Yoga. This particular person is known as Lahiri Mahashay. Here we will take a detour. We will find here how the mind of a human living entity works. This boy was born in the Tamil community as Nagarajan, but probably because of his bitter experiences which were stored in his normal mind. Some subconscious memories of that bitter experience got stored in the subconscious mind, and the nobility and goodness of that Bengali businessman mixed with his own past desires, whims, fantasies, etc., towards monkhood got stored in his superconscious mind. Now, we do not know for good how much the effect of the largest of that Bengali businessman played a part in his own human psyche and life of this boy called Nagarajan. However, it is certain that the origin of all this happened long back when this living entity, which was born as Nagarajan in this particular lifetime, had probably cherished germs of monkhood and spiritual world in his past births. According to Swami Bhaktivedanta of ISKCON, East is spiritual, West is material, North is meditative, and South is speculative in this subcontinent called India. In other words, inhabitants of East India are invariably spiritual in nature, whereas the people in the west side are usually commercial and practical in nature. The people in the north gravitate towards meditation and living in the mountain ranges of Himalayas as meditative people, while there are a lot of temples and shrines in the south of India that make the inhabitants of South speculative in the sense that these people try to bow their head in front of various deities who have their own temples and shrines. You would be surprised to know that there are enough inhabitants in South India who bow to various Hindu deities as well as Christian and Muslim deities at the same time. They do not differentiate between deities and holy people of various religions, subcastes, subsects, etc. A Vaishnava devotee will bow his head or her head in front of Lord Shiva, Goddess Parvati, Lord Murugan, Lord Ganesha, etc. of the Shaiva sect, whereas there could be an ardent Shaivite who will be visiting Vaishnava temples in South India. You would be surprised to know that one ardent Shaivite was given the job of a ticket seller in a Vaishnavite temple in the holy town of Kanchipuram by none other than one of the exalted seers of the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham in Kanchipuram, which belongs to the Shaiva sect. That particular exalted seer is called Mahaperivar Mahaperivarar Swami Chandrasekhar, and that gentleman who got a job as a ticket seller in a Vaishnava temple is known as none other than Shankar Raman, who was born and brought up in that Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. The Vaishnava temple is known as Varadaraja Perumal temple in Kanchipuram. Thus, speculation rules the roost in South India. Devotees of South India bow their head in front of various deities of various sects because they know that all these deities are equally great and they can fulfill the promises or the desires of every devotee. This Babaji, though he was born in the speculative area of South, gravitated knowingly or unknowingly towards the East because he had probably germs of spiritualism in him and so he wanted to become a monk or a rishi. Even here he was rescued none other than from by a Bengali good Samaritan who was from east. Thus Maha-Avatar Babaji, an ordinary boy called Nagarajan, born on 30th November 900 AD in a place called Parangipetai in Tamil Nadu, became a spiritualist who is hailed equally by Indians of all directions plus the international world because of his origination of a term called Kriya Yoga. Babaji also chose one East gentleman to spread his own version of Kriya Yoga type of meditation all over India and abroad. This shows the power of the subconscious, superconscious, and conscious mind of a psyche of a human living entity. Probably this boy, who was born as Babaji, had a wish or a desire in some past birth to become a spiritualist, and so his gravitation towards the east of the Indian subcontinent was normal and natural. This is the power of the subconscious mind. Some ordinary thought or desire in some birth of a living entity was stored in the subconscious mind of the same living entity so that it could be filled in some other birth, which was as Nagarajan in the year 900 AD. This is the power, capacity, quality, and the influence of mind on the psyche of every human living entity. We must all remember this, and we should remember the power of the mind of our own psyche so that we store it with very positive material or spiritual memories which may be applicable in this lifetime or in future lifetime so that we may achieve our own purpose in life because of such memory from the mind. This is the only path towards ultimate self realization, liberation from this chain of birth and death, and ultimate deliverance as fully evolved, mature, experienced spirit soul into the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject of subconscious mind and the case history of this exalted figure called Maha Avatar Babaji. Please give me your own expert views, thoughts, ideas, and opinions so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.